Cannon Air Force Base was put into an active shooter lockdown today.
Rain, rain, go away. It's coming back another day. More on my full forecast.
And a fatal car accident in Albuquerque. All that and more right now.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Welcome back to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Drake Long.
And I'm Samantha Stressman. Thank you so much for watching.
Our first story of the night. Earlier today, Cannon Air Force Base went into an active shooter lockdown, according to a social media post made by the base around 12 p.m. The housing on base, Chavez Housing, also went into lockdown and advised residents to seek shelter. However, an all-clear was called around 1 p.m. The air base has released a press release, but at this time, that's all the information we have about it. We will be sure to update you as more information comes in.
A Kansas City man was found dead in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 2024. However, his family was not aware of his death until last week. Javon, age 29, who was living in Santa Fe, was found dead by hanging outside of an Albuquerque business on September 17, 2024, according to an incident report from the Albuquerque Police Department. It wasn't until October 1, 2025, when Javon's sister called Albuquerque police to report him missing. Family members learned that he had died. It was reported that Javon left Kansas City around a year ago to backpack through America. The last time Javon's sister had spoken to him was almost a year prior to making the missing persons phone call in October of this year. In the call, she said Javon told her that he was in trouble, but okay. After learning about Javon's death, his sister does not believe that it was a suicide, and the family has hired an attorney to conduct a private investigation despite the ruling of suicide. The Albuquerque Police Department has made an arrest in connection with a fatal crash involving a pedestrian outside of the University of New Mexico Hospital on Thursday. The crash occurred at the intersection of Lomas Boulevard and Stanford Drive. A UNMH spokesperson said that the pedestrian was an employee at UNMH. According to the APD, Brian Boyce, 42, was arrested on one charge of fleeing the scene of an accident resulting in the death of a pedestrian. Boyce is expected to face additional charges. The victim, Alec Montoya, age 28, was struck by a maroon Honda Accord traveling at a high speed while he was crossing Lomas Boulevard at Stanford Drive Northeast at about 6:45 p.m. Montoya died on the scene. The vehicle stopped, but according to the APD, the driver fled the scene. Boyce was later taken into custody at his home.
Dave's Hot Chicken, the California-based chain, is officially opening its first New Mexico location in northwest Albuquerque. Located at 3703 Ellison Road in the Cottonwood Mall Shopping Center area. The new restaurant technically opened on Thursday, and customers were lined up outside the front door, eager to dine in the new restaurant, with store managers saying that love goes both ways. The store managers say that the new location will employ close to 100 people, and they're already working to bring a second location to Albuquerque. Dave's Hot Chicken is still a relatively new company, first opening back in 2017, but they've gained quite the following over the past few years, and company officials say it's because they're bringing the heat with their 7 levels of flavor, ranging from no spice to Reaper. So if you're in the Albuquerque area and are in the mood for some chicken, why not stop by their new location? Man, and speaking of Reaper sauce, that just clears out my allergies every time I have it.
Oh, the allergies have been horrible. It's so hard to breathe anymore.
I know, I can't get my nose to stop running recently.
But you want to know why? The wind. And I can tell you, it's not just the wind, it's the allergens, but we're luckily seeing a decrease in that. We'll talk more after the wind. We're seeing a little bit of wind wanting to come its way into New Mexico, but it's luckily slowing down after last week. I know, horrible. My hair was all messed up. About 20 miles per hour heading up into the northern area, but as for the eastern area, we're seeing about a solid 10 miles per hour. Pretty nice if you ask me. As for the allergens, we gotta love allergies. Coughing, sneezing, I can tell you why. Luckily for us, grass, pollen, and ragweed are our main allergens, only 3. However, 2 of them are low, with ragweed being at a moderate rate. So make sure you're taking your allergen medicines. That's all I have for now, but stay tuned, because after, I'll be talking on my full weather about if your car will be floating afar. Back to you, Samantha.
Thank you, Lainey. Whether you're a crochet connoisseur, a knitting newbie, a doodle dreamer, or a watercolor wizard, we've got the perfect event for you. Every third Thursday of the month, join fellow artists, crafters, and makers at the Runnels Gallery at 6 p.m. to enjoy a fun-filled evening of fellowship and creativity. Bring your supplies, tools, and creative energy. You can connect with others, share ideas, and enjoy a relaxing atmosphere. Participants are welcome to bring their own creative prospects to work or join a gallery-led activity designed to spark inspiration. All are invited to create, connect, and explore in a welcoming space. All ages are welcome, and it's free to attend. However, an adult must accompany minors at all times. Once again, the event is at 6 p.m. every third Thursday of the month, located in the Runnels Gallery on campus.
The New Mexico Environment Department issued a warning for visitors to use caution at certain lakes around New Mexico due to the formation of harmful algae blooms. NMED said visitors to Quemado Lake, Snow Lake, and Hopewell Lake should be cautious due to the harmful algae. Earlier blooms were found at Charette Lake, Clayton Lake, and Lake Maloya. Harmful algae blooms occur when certain types of algae overgrow in water, posing a potential health risk. They can appear blue, bright green, brown, or red, and resemble scum or floating grass clippings on the water surface. These blooms can produce harmful toxins. NMED is urging visitors to take precautions, including not drinking untreated surface water, avoiding swimming in algae blooms, and rinsing any fish caught in affected lakes. NMED is actively monitoring conditions. If you suspect an algae-related illness, call the New Mexico Poison Information Center at 800-222-1222. Today's News 3 pet of the day is none other than Roman.
Roman is a 10-month-old Kazan puppy who adores cuddles and making mischief. His favorite treats are Sonic Ice, eggs, and salmon treats. He can often be found chewing on his favorite blue light-up ball or at the feet of a human who is cooking food.
If you would like a chance to have your pet on News 3, send a photo of your pet to news3nm@enmu.edu, along with their name, age, and something you love about them. Coming up after the break, Lainey will have her full weather report.
But first, let's take a look at today's financial market. Welcome back to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Lainey Carlock here to take you through the weather. Let's get into it. Precipitation. It's a wonderful word and I love it as a New Mexican, and it is coming all across the United States. California, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico. We're going to be seeing that precipitation having a flood watch in the Northwest Plateau through the Saturday evening. So keep an eye out. Remember the saying, turn around, don't drown. If you can't see the road, do you even know it's there? Places that will be affected are Shiprock, Bloomfield, Farmington, Aztec, and Gallup. If you live in these areas, be aware that when the rain comes, it may get flooded in some streets. Again, if you can't see the road, it may not be there. It's better to not get to your destination rather than drown trying to do so. Moving forward, let's take a look at those current temperatures. We're finally seeing that a cold front is wanting to move its way in a little bit, especially into next week, and you'll see that during our forecast for the different areas. We're seeing that Farmington and Gallup are getting it real nice at 61 and 65, with Raton at 72. And as we move down into the eastern parts, 80 in Portales, 82 in Roswell, pretty nice if I say so, 79 in Clovis, and 82 in Hobbs. We're seeing that our lows for tonight aren't the lowest that they've been, but they are starting to finally get down there consistently. 54 in Farmington, 50 in Gallup, and Raton has it real nice at 49. I wish I had that. I love wearing sweaters. Heading into the eastern parts, 64 in Roswell, 59 in Santa Rosa, 61 in Portales, and 58 in Clovis, and we can't leave our Texas people out. 62 in Amarillo and 65 in Lubbock. A little warmer than I would like, but we're finally getting down there. As for the highs, they'll be about the same as they were today. However, we are noticing that they're being consistent. This is important as we move forward into the colder months. As we get more consistent lower temperatures, that means that they will begin to decrease over time. 70 in Farmington, 65 in Gallup, 78 in Truth or Consequences, and 73 in Silver City. As for the eastern part, 84 in Roswell, 71 in Ruidoso, 83 in Portales, and 77 in Santa Rosa. I can't complain much. Let's get into our forecast. Starting off, we want to take a look at Roswell. A little bit of cloudiness as we move in through the weekend, with especially cloudiness on Sunday. And look at that, a little bit of precipitation, AM showers on Monday, moving down into the 70s and low 80s throughout the week, and the 60s and 50s for the lows. As for Carlsbad, we are seeing that cloudiness continue, and that cloudiness really hitting on that Sunday and Monday time, sunny throughout the rest of the week, in the 70s and 80s, and down into the 60s for the lows. Tucumcari, cloudiness with possible AM showers on Tuesday in the 80s, 60s, and 70s, nice mix, and down into the 60s and 50s for the lows. And as for great old Portales, rain on Monday and Tuesday, and again, cloudiness, going into those 80s, low 80s, and high 70s. 70 on Monday, can't complain about that, and 60s and 50s for the lows throughout the next week. Pretty nice if I do say so.
I really enjoy that Monday temperature, and the rain really does help bring the feel of the temperature down.
Oh, the rain is so important, especially with the drought we've been experiencing for years now.
I don't know about you guys, but I love curling up with a good book on a rainy day.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm so excited it's finally coming, and we're seeing that drought go away.
Join us back after the break.
Welcome back, sports fans, to News 3 New Mexico. My name is Lorenzo Solis, and let's take a dive into today's report. Stepping up to play on the first story is the MLB. There are only 2 games left in the division series, and right now we're seeing a lot of ties. The first tiebreaker game is going to be the Seattle Mariners and the Detroit Tigers. Later on today at 6:08 p.m. at the Mariners' home field at T-Mobile Park in Seattle, and I'm excited to see who comes out on top for this game. And on the other hand, we have the Cubs, and the Brewers go head-to-head in a truly impressive showdown. In past reports, I've made note of the Brewers' stranglehold on the top spot for months at this point, and the Cubs have been no slouch either, swerving back and forth from all rungs of the top 10 ladder. Both teams have something to prove, especially since last time the Brewers won the World Series was nearly 50 years ago in 1982. And the Cubs' last historic win was back in 2016 when they broke their 108-year losing streak, and 9 years later, they have another opportunity to take another win. Either way these games go, I'm having fun watching them play out. Kicking off to the next story is NFL. The NFC ranking haven't changed much from the last week's report, but just to catch all up for the NFC East, at top spot being at the Eagles 4-2, the Commanders 3-2 in second, the third spot being taken by the Cowboys 2-2, and the fourth are the Giants 2-4. Now on the NFC North, it's the Detroit Lions taking on the number one spot. Just a little bit behind them are the Green Bay Packers 2-1, and the third spot is the Vikings 3-2, and fourth are the Bears 2-2. For NFC South, the Buccaneers hold a top spot at 4-1, followed by the Falcons 2-2. Following close in third are the Panthers 2-3, and the fourth spot for NFC South are the Saints. On to NFC West, on top are the 49ers 4-1, the Seahawks 3-2. In second, Rams with the same score of 3-2, Twinsies, and fourth are the Cardinals 2-3. With all that'll be all. Moving on fast into the next story, it's ENMU cross country. Eastern New Mexico's men's cross country team competed at the NMJC College Dr. Steve McCleary Invitational Friday morning at Harry McAdams Park. The 8K race featured 3 loops zigzagging around the park's perimeter, some small hills scattered around the mostly flat and grassy terrain. Our men went a little too aggressive today, and some didn't go aggressive at all, with some guys managing minor setbacks, said assistant coach Kiana Browning. It made the race tough to hold together. Still, the effort was there, and they will learn from it moving forward. The top finisher for Eastern New Mexico was Thomas Ertz, who completed the course in 28:55.1. His teammate Emmanuel Hernandez was close behind, crossing in a 29:04.3. Hernandez almost ran a personal record time at the meet. Also finishing for Eastern was Brian Norton, Jackson Gable, and Eloy Serrano Borrego. Full results are available at TFRRS. Overall, the team finished 6th in the field of 8 programs in New Mexico College. The New Mexico Junior College won the meet as they had 5 finishers in the top 9 of the field. Fellow Lone Star Conference foe Angelo State placed 1 spot ahead on Eastern, and tomorrow both men and women's teams compete at the DBU Old Glory Gallop at 9:15 a.m. Rounding us out tonight for ENM is ENMU football. The Greyhounds took on Central Washington last week, and it was a gap score win. The Greyhounds flew out to take on the Wildcats and were met with quite the challenge. With the first quarter being one major push from the Wildcats, scoring 21 points and keeping that gap all the way. It wasn't until the last quarter the Greyhounds scored a touchdown with 31 seconds on the clock. While not ideal, the Greyhounds can still pick themselves up from this season, especially with the Hounds facing off with Western Oregon tomorrow. After that, the Hounds face off against West Texas A&M in a showdown to see who gets to take home the wagon wheel. That's all the sports I have for y'all tonight. Don't worry, we'll be back at the desk with Drake and Samantha right after the break.
Welcome back. Are you looking for something to do on October 16th? Do you enjoy smooth, relaxing jazz? Then the big band dance held in the Cub Ballroom is the event for you. Put on your dancing shoes and forget about all of your troubles as you dance the night away to the jazzy sounds of the ENMU Jazz Ensembles and their director, Richard Schwartz, at their annual Big Band Dance. There is a $5 donation for admission. This event runs from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., so make sure you don't miss out on a night full of jazz.
As the United States government shutdown continues into its second week, federal firings and potential missed paychecks have amped up the pressure. Office of Management and Budget Director Russell Vrott announced this morning via social media that substantial federal cuts were underway. While it is unclear how many layoffs have occurred, several government agencies have stated that they have begun to issue reduction in force notices. This comes on the heels of several furloughs and U.S. military families struggling to find ways to meet ends meet after they did not receive paychecks on October 1st. Military families are desperately trying to find ways to stay afloat in preparation for potential missed paychecks on October 15th. Congress has until October 13th to pass a budget or military personnel will not receive paychecks on the 15th. An explosion rocked a Tennessee explosive facility in Tennessee at 7:45 a.m. local time, according to Humphrey County Sheriff Chris Davis. People are still unaccounted for, and several deaths have already been reported. 3 people were treated for minor injuries, and 2 have been released from the hospital. The cause of the explosion remains unknown at this time.
This Saturday is Eastern's next home game, and what's the best way to get ready for it? Tailgating. So why not join the ENMU Tailgating and ASAB Swag Station at 10 a.m. until kickoff at 3 p.m. It promises to be an unforgettable pregame experience that will take your college spirit to the next level. There will be tasty food to eat and a live DJ so you can dance to your heart's content. Don't miss out on this incredible pregame celebration. Make sure you bring your friends and your ENMU spirit, and let's make this tailgate party one for the books. Coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at some realistic Halloween decor.
So make sure you stay tuned and you don't miss out.
Welcome back. A couple's realistic house on fire Halloween display goes viral.
And a fall pumpkin tradition has university staff and students coming up on today's
A South
Take a
Carolina
Look at
couple's
This.
eerily real Halloween house display has become a very hot topic locally and beyond, and it's easy to see why. Before we go any further, no, this house is not actually on fire, and no, you aren't bonkers for thinking so. Plenty in the city of Fountain Inn thought the same after homeowners and well-known Halloween enthusiasts Sam Lee and Amanda Payton revealed this year's surreal seasonal setup, created using a mix of decorations, lighting, and effects. The hyper-realistic results sparked not just fervor, but also fear, prompting calls to the local fire department, which, according to WYFF, says it was informed of the decor by the homeowners ahead of time. The department is using the display's viral fame for good, partnering with the couple and the American Red Cross to make a video on fire safety for National Fire Prevention Week. Another seasonal decoration in Montana isn't so much turning heads as it's craning necks, as a decades-strong fall tradition at the University of Montana once again has folks looking up. According to KECI, every fall for some 30 years now, a pumpkin mysteriously appears precariously perched atop a spire above the campus's main hall. It reportedly started in 1995 and has become an annual tradition, but no one has really claimed responsibility. And according to this shadowy anonymous interview, getting it up there first has become a competition between the college and the students.
The university has hired some outsourced people to put it up safely. We still try to race them to do it first.
Well, thank you for your service, mysterious, creepy Dementor. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
You know, with Eastern's home game coming up, Lorenzo, how do you think that game is going to go overall?
I think it's going to go pretty well for Oregon because right now they're at 2-3, ENMU's 1-4, but we do have a history of winning against Oregon more often. We're 3-2 right now, but if Oregon does end up winning, it'll even it out 3-3. So I'm pretty confident Oregon's going to win.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune back in next week.